Welcome to the Friday, April 29th episode of Morning Coffee and Chat. Let me go and get everything squared in here real quick. Little Mr. Ralphie there. You can tell he's excited for a Friday morning. My God, look at that face. Jeez Louise. Put that up there, and then we'll tear it out on the old facey buck real quick. Ugh, goodness gracious sakes. Oh, morning, Candy. Morning, Tony. Yeah, I know. Thank God it's Friday, dude. Thank God it's Friday. You know, I used to sit and brag about the fact that, the nice thing about working from home is you got to make your own days off and stuff like that. And, I got up this morning and wasn't even thinking about it. Started working on another video. It's like, oh, wait, I've already done 3 this week. The hell am I doing? Starting to scare me a little bit, when it starts becoming a habit. Oh, let me see here. Morning, KG. Good to see you. Good morning, Caucasian. Morning, Jan. Good to see all of you up and around this morning. You really like the time travel proof vid, huh? I thought it was cool. I love going over that stuff. Of course, me and the wife were sitting down last night, and we were watching paranormal caught on camera. And it's amazing the things that she believes in and the things that she don't believes in and the things that have become so normal. She don't even want to see anything about it. We were watching like the lights over Pittsburgh, the UFOs from a couple years ago, and so she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so bored with it. Everybody knows alien out there. I'm just tired of seeing about it." And then she'll turn right around and she'll say, "I don't know why so many people believe in Bigfoot. It's impossible. There's that many of them out there, and no one has ever got an up close and personal clear picture of one." I'm like, "Have you ever seen a spiny jellyfish?" And she said, "No." I said, "But they're out there." I said, "I'm surprised no one's ever got a clear picture of one." She told me shut up, so I did. Good morning, fishing. Hope you're doing good there, buddy. Morning, Santee. Good yellow-bellied, stomach-crawling, card-cheating, whiskey-swilling cigars. Wait a second, I'm describing myself. Shit. Never mind. Good morning, Santee. Why don't aliens land in public view in America? That's a really good question. Another one of the videos we were watching last night was in Brazil, and they were watching. They were seeing the they were watching the UFOs during a solar eclipse. And she's like, "Why does every episode have to ruin itself with a UFO?" She goes, "They're out there. Aliens are out there. Only stupid people would believe in a universe this vast for the only planet with life on it. How many retarded people exist out there?" And I'm like, damn. She's like, straight up, damn. Golf Pro Gun folks will shoot first and ask questions later. Hey, Joe. Happy Friday to you, too. I gotta say, if we're alone, the most important commandment may be go forth and multiply. Yeah, because there's no intelligent life on this planet. Morning, Stephen. I know more now than I used to. I blame warning labels. I know. Damn them for taking away all the excitement in life. Every time we think we're going to try something new, there's a warning label telling us, nope, bad for you. Don't do it. Could cause cancer. Might cause sterility. Might kill you. Hey, by God, if I want to wake up in the morning and drink my coffee and have a couple of Tide Pods, who are these manufacturer folks telling me it's not good for me? 14 of my karaoke videos got copyright claimed. I had no choice to delete 14 of my videos. Yeah, they're getting real squirrely on this copyright claim bullshit. Try this one on for size. I posted the video yesterday. Then I made a shorter version, like about 4 minutes, advertising the video for TikTok. TikTok copyright claimed one of my copyright-free songs that I have in every one of my videos. YouTube didn't copyright it. TikTok copyrighted it and took all the sound out of my video. It's like, wait a second. This is a copyright-free song that YouTube's machine didn't catch, but TikTok. But they'll let people go on TikTok and sing along with any band out there. I've heard Metallica, I've heard Disturbed, I've heard Kiss, I've heard Bon Jovi, I've heard all of them, but they're gonna copyright 8.5 seconds of a copyright-free song. Maybe if I hummed with it, they let it pass. Bastards. Let me see here. Either it's unhealthy or racist or both. Yeah, I know. The wife was going to buy ice cream the other day, and I told her she was actually going to get me some black walnut, and I told her, nope, just get the white walnut. I don't want anybody up at the checkout asking questions. Let me see here. Miss D gave me ideas. Good morning. Thank. Hope everyone's doing well. Good morning, Ty. Good to see you, bud. This shit is bad for you. It's the government. There's Cheese Bear. Good morning. Good morning, my friend. Good morning. The internet was funded by the government from the beginning, except for doing model scales on guitar, which is really kind of funny because I just sat and watched a dozen videos yesterday of people doing fingering covers on guitar and playing Journey and oh my God, what else was I listening to? There was Journey, there was Motley Crue, there was Metallica, there was Ozzy Osbourne. And I mean, they're playing the entire guitar part of it and no copyright claims, monetized, doing great. Then you've got that little Russian girl, Alana, that has probably put out 300 videos in the last year. All she does is sing famous songs. But she's making a shitload of money right now doing it. Not had any problems. Monetized her channel within the first 6 months, and boom. Am I anti-black? No, my daughter's half black, just like my ice cream would have been. But, I just didn't want to cause any. It's a small town, so people talk. Oh. Black walnuts matter. Happy Friday, everyone. Man, we survived another week. The hell we gonna do now? Here it is, almost May already. Almost May. It's 43 degrees here. Actually flurried day before yesterday. And now we're supposed to be back up in the 60s this weekend. Thinking about hooking up with one of the gang, going out and doing a cemetery this weekend, because we got the Morton house next weekend. So I got to fill in that place. Not only dodging the bullets in the neighborhood, but I mean, the place in itself is probably going to drain me. So, hey, used to tan, very dark, had really big hair. My daughter thought I was black. 62 here in Alabama right now. 62. Continuance for court May 10th. Yep, I know you told me when you was at court last time they were going to continue it into May. So hopefully there'll be some resolution, my friend. I'm not mad at you. I have a plan regarding a new board announced yesterday. Don't be mad at me. It sounds like a kind of a silent warning kind of thing. I got plans for the new board. Don't be mad at me. $55 over in Illinois. 56 down in Kentucky. I'm so pale I glow in the dark. Sounds like one of my daughter's friends. She came over the other day and I said, man, I bet you're looking forward to summertime. And she said, why? I said, 'cause honey, I said, you're so white I can almost see through you. I said, you need to get a little sun, maybe eat a chicken leg or something like that, put on a little weight. She just looked at me and shook her head. Good morning, Rusty. What, y'all have Amish drive-by? Yeah, something like that. Let's see here. I get a moon burn. Looking to go undercover. Bum, 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 bum. Got nothing to negotiate in court, so it's going to go one or two ways. Dude, you shouldn't have to negotiate anything in court. Every single thing that your attorney has laid out there, the court just lets her say, nope. And they say, okay, we're not going to make you do anything. That's like the numerous violations of restraining orders and stuff. Well, we're going to go to her house, and if she don't answer the door, we're not going to pursue her any more than that one time. She goes into court. She should have like 9 warrants for her arrest right now for violation of a restraining order and violation of a court order and not doing what the court tells her to do, and but yet she can go into court and walk away a free girl. Kind of makes me wonder who she's blowing in the courthouse. You got right on your side, dude. Not always a good thing, but you got right on your side. Good morning, Pocket Watch. Good to see you, buddy. This morning, I have chickens. And it's really funny, Jan, because when I got up this morning, I thought, man, when I used to live on a farm, when I was a kid, we used to get up at such and such time to take care of what few animals and stuff we had. I bet Jan is up right now feeding her chickens. I ought to message her on Instagram and tell her to have a good day. And I didn't. Probably a good thing, too, because you were probably already out there tending to the chickens. Oh, well, I have chicken, eggs, chicken feathers, fertilizer. Did I mention eggs? Oh, yeah, most definitely. The best part. I'm more pale than other gingers. Look like I could star in a remake of Powder. Damn. I'm more pale than a fish belly. Nah, I've seen fish and he's pretty tan. Might be a Yeti. Caucasian Yeti. Got a certain ring to it. I did file a contempt of court against her, so hopefully that'll help me. And see, what's really bad is the court should be the one filing a contempt of court against her. The court tells Child Protective Services, reopen the case on her. We want a hair follicle test. They reopen the case, tell her the court wants a hair follicle test. She says, nope. And they say, okay, we'll close the case. I mean, come on. If you guys lived here in Michigan, they would be raking her big butt over the coals right now. She would have been sitting in jail for the last 6 months for all the violations, and she'd be showing up to court for a child custody hearing in a little orange suit with leg irons and wrist irons on and a big chain joining the two of them. She wouldn't have no freedom to say yes or no, because she'd be sitting in the MDOC right now being told what she's gonna do, not telling them what she's gonna do. Oh yeah, but now I have the school threatening me with child protection. What now? Why is the school threatening you? I mean, come on. For the last 3 years that I've known you, the only time those kids have ever showed up to school on a regular basis is when you've had them. Last time CPS called me, caseworker asked me on a date. It's all that fuzziness, dude. It's all that fuzziness. She could automatically tell, Caucasian, when she looked at you that you are a warm winter cuddler. It's all the fuzziness, man. Man, I don't know, Ty. I don't know. If I was you, I think I would try to just get custody, not file for support or anything. Get full custody, move to Michigan, then file for support. That way it'll go through a Michigan court and they'll butt rape her. There ain't gonna be none of this $50. Um, there ain't gonna be none of this $50 a month crap. They're gonna butt rape her for 100, 150, $200 a month per kid. Kids keep getting it from other kids at school, and the school nurse is saying, I'm not taking care of it, and I've done everything. And that's just a regular thing. That's BS. They can't do anything about that. If the other kids are getting it and giving it to your kids, then it's going to show multiple kids have it. So, yeah, they can't do anything about that. And Rusty's firing up history already. On it. 1751, New York Gazette and Post Boy carries first public report of a cricket match played in America. New York 11 versus London 11 on the site of what today? The Fulton Fish Market in Manhattan, New York City. The parents don't want to treat their kids analyzed. It's not my fault. Kids keep getting it. Very true. 1781, French fleet occupies Tobago during American War for Independence. Occupies treatment. I don't want child support from her. One damn thing except my baby books because those are replaceable. Very true. Very true. Emotional lives to resistance to common treatment. Sometimes one must get extreme. Yep, that's exactly it. Go out and buy them two of those cute little anime wigs, shave their head, and make them wear them little purple and green anime wigs to school for a few days. 1813, first U.S. rubber patent granted to Jacob F. Hummel. Puts on record that you are doing your part. Wrong. Yep, most definitely. You are right about that, Tony. Every time you can get an outside source in the record, it just shows that you're doing everything you can do. Tony is exactly right about that. Private message, exact words that the school nurse threatened me and used against me. She can't threaten you, dude. That's illegal. She cannot threaten you. She has to state medical facts. She cannot threaten you and then leave it at that. 1845, Deacon B. Allen and Robert Morris Jr., first African Americans to open a law practice in the U.S. 1853, Comet C. G1 Schweitzer approaches within 839 thousandths of AUs of Earth. I haven't either, Tony. I've never had them. My daughter's got them from school, and I guess they just don't like me because I've never had them at all. 1854, Lincoln University, Pennsylvania receives its charter from Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, making it the first degree granting black college in the U.S. Went and got prescription from a doctor because that was the only way the kids were allowed to go back to school. There you go. 1857, U.S. Army, Pacific Division HQ permanently forms at Presidio, San Francisco. 1861, Maryland's House of Delegates votes against seceding from the Union. 1862, 100,000 federal troops prepare to march on Corinth, Mississippi. Tell you what, Mississippi got the raw end of the deal in the Civil War, man. They had so many freaking deaths and stuff in Cincinnati, or in Mississippi. Cincinnati. The hell was I smoking this morning? 1862, New Orleans falls to Union forces during the U.S. Civil War. I would like to see statistics on women paying child support. Every man I know with custody, only few does not seek or receive child support. They're concerned that women will seek custody. Yeah, I know quite a few men that have got custody of the kids, but they did it by dissolving the mother's parental rights. So therefore, there is no support. Everything that supports those kids comes from the state. It doesn't come from the other parent. So yeah, it's a slippery slope when you're seeking support from a mother, but it has been done, but only when that person is proven completely incapable of proper care of those children. So then every time she does her spring house cleaning, she comes back and tries to file for custody because, oh look, their environment is so clean. There's no more rats eating off the kitchen table. If you turn on the lights, the wall-to-wall carpet don't scamper underneath the sink and everything. 1863, Battle of Grand Gulf, Mississippi. Union Navy ironclad warships attack Confederate fortifications. 1864, skirmish at Jenkins Ferry, Arkansas. 1864, Theta Xi fraternity is founded in Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute in Troy, New York. 1894, 500-strong Commonwealth of Christ, Coxey's Army arrives in Washington, D.C. to protest against unemployment. Coxey's arrested for trespassing at the Capitol. Wow. Now, I know rats ain't so bad. I was the wall-to-wall carpet thing, though. I was referring to the cockroaches, but I mean, you know. 1902, Congress extends the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882, prohibiting immigration of Chinese laborers from territories to the mainland. A rule clearly aimed at Chinese in the Philippines. Yeah, she's already proven she's not fit several times, but since Iowa is a mother's rights state, they keep giving her chance after chance after chance after chance after chance, and that's how she gets away with refusing to follow court orders and gets away with the violation of the restraining orders, and because she's just a woman and they make mistakes and they need as many chances as you can give them. Fuck equal rights. Only in some states. I believe a woman can do anything a man can do. Some things they can do better. And some of these states always see the woman as the weaker, traumatized, poor little soul that I mean, it's got to be that way in some places, in every place in the world. So, 1905, 2 inches rain falls in 10 minutes in Taylor, Texas. And much like rain in the summer in Arizona, it formed its own little river. 1910, ex-U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt visits Amsterdam, buys 19 pounds of pot, and comes back home. 1926, France and the U.S. reach accord on repayment of World War I. 1927, construction of the Spirit of St. Louis, the monoplane which Charles Lindbergh was to fly across the Atlantic, is completed. 1932, first broadcast of One Man's Family on NBC Radio, longest running dramatic serial on U.S. radio. (1937) Symbolic golden rivet completing the Golden Gate Bridge connecting San Francisco and Marin County is driven. Later replaced with a more structurally sound steel version. 1939, Whitestone Bridge connecting New York boroughs of Bronx and Queens. 1940, first radio broadcast of Young Dr. Malone on CBS. When I looked up from lighting my cigar, I thought it said first radio broadcast of Young and the Restless. I'm like, geez Louise, that show has been on forever. 1940, Robert Sherwood's play There Shall Be No Night premieres in New York City. They do pass at night. They really do need to change that. Yeah, they really honestly do. Because there are still a lot of states that are a mother's right state. And I'm sorry, but sometimes the mother is just a piece of crap. And they will have a dozen damn kids just to live off the state, and they do it on purpose. You know, I've seen women in Indiana that, well, granted, this was back in the 90s when like food stamps were actually little slips of paper in a book, and you'd rip them out and, you know, use what you needed. It wasn't on a card. But my ex-mother-in-law worked at the food stamp office, and we would see people park at the Speedway gas station in a Mercedes-Benz, walk over and get their food stamps, pull out and turn west, because the west end of town, people would buy these food stamps, you know, $2 real per $1 of food stamps. So somebody's getting $1,000 a month in food stamps. They're getting $2,000 cash. And yeah, I mean, they're driving Cadillacs, Mercedes, all kinds of stuff, and just living the high life, just putting a foot behind their head, having a new baby, and boom, there's another $250 a month in food stamps. Let me see here. Wow, I'm way behind here. 1953, first U.S. experimental 3D TV broadcast show episode of Space Patrol on Los Angeles ABC affiliate KECA-TV. Seems so backwards. It is. It's really backwards. Drew was wondering if you're running. This I need someone to talk to what happened last night. Okay. 1956, CTV Channel 6 in Marquette, Michigan begins broadcasting. So for still a thing, I thought it was replaced by YouTube. They kind of sort of are, honestly, but for people who don't understand YouTube, there's still soap operas. 1956, WSTA TV Channel 7 in Gville, Spartanburg, South Carolina. Shit, I think it just skipped a whole bunch of stuff here. 1956, WWBT TV Channel 12 in Richmond, Virginia begins broadcasting. 1957, first military nuclear power plant dedicated in Fort Belvoir, Virginia. 1961, ABC's Wide World of Sports debuts. I remember that show. 1962, 16th Tony Awards, A Man for All Seasons and How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying win. 1962, KREAM, Berkeley, California, changes call letters to KPAT. I bought a lot of them half price from crackheads back in the day. 1964, U.S. performs a nuclear test at Nevada test site. 1965, earthquake hits Seattle, 5 die. 1967, Aretha Franklin releases her single R.E.S.P.C.T., written by Otis Redding, Billboard's Song of the Year. You two young guys remember, and I know I remember. Paper stamps too, I remember using them a lot. 1968, Hair opens in Biltmore Theater, New York City for 1,750 performances. 1971, Boeing receives contract from Mariner 10, Mercury exploration. 1971, U.S. performs nuclear test at the Nevada test site. Why? Because it stopped glowing. People in Nevada liked having that night light. 1974, U.S. President Tricky Dick said he will release edited tapes more made in the White House. I don't know why, but for some reason when I was in school and we were talking about Watergate and Nixon and stuff like that, even, at 16, 17 years old, I kind of felt like anybody that said, I am not a crook, was the first one I would look at as being a crook. Well, the nice thing about being young like Ty is he's still trainable. He's still trainable. He finally locks into a good woman that's strong-willed and a bit and whip. He's trainable. He's trainable. Just have to get over this rough spot and go young again. They're lying when they say honest, or I'm not lying. I'm trying to figure out why I only get, 100, 150 views on a video on YouTube. But I can put an advertisement for a video on TikTok and break 1,000 views in 5 hours. I put up that video for the Poorhouse Museum the other day, and I think we broke 75 or 80 views on that video. Within the first 5 hours, I done 1,017 views on TikTok, and it was only like 3 minutes long. I've not figured that one out yet. Well, let's see here. Next one, though, not technically. Not helping. Much older than me. Next one, though, not technically in the States. As we mentioned, 1974, U.S. President Tricky Dick said he released edited tapes. That's what, huh? Oh, yeah, back to the whorehouse. 1982, 17th Academy of Country Music Awards, Alabama, Merle Haggard, and Barbara Mandrell win. Yeah, it's very popular with the kids. It's popular with some older people, too. I've seen people older than me and you on there making TikToks, and some of them are just funny as hell. They can sit through 3 minutes, but not 15. Yeah, I know. 1982, American Mafia hitman Richard Kuklinski murders pharmacist Paul Hoffman by beating him with a tire iron. People's attention span is no longer than 3 minutes. Yeah, very true. 1983, Harold Washington sworn in as Chicago's first African-American mayor. Hey, Wook, good to see you, bud. 1985, 17th NASA Space Shuttle mission, 51B Challenger 7 launches. When I look at my average watch time of videos, it's 3.5 minutes. Oh yeah, I know. There's another direct message. The old tick-a-tock is going crazy this morning. 1985, New York Yankees fire manager Yogi Berra 16 games into the season, despite assurance from owner George Steinbrenner that he would be kept for the whole season. She's shaking in her boots. 1986, 800,000 books destroyed by fire in Los Angeles Central Library. I always watch Santee's videos all the way through. And sometimes, depending on the subject matter, I think they're way too short. But, you know, much like the Buffalo Bill video the other day, if he would have really got into the entire story of Bill, his career with the Pony Express at such an early age, his scouting, his military career, his hunting, the competition between him and the other Bill for the name Buffalo Bill in the Buffalo shooting competition. If he would have got into all that, that video would have been over an hour long, and he still would have had to leave stuff out. So it's hard sometimes, and that's where that's where I falter a lot of times, because I know a lot of people are not going to watch a 5 minute long video on the channel and then go to their library or something like that to get the rest of the story. Um, so that's why my videos are so long, because I try to tell as much of the story as I possibly can. So it's my fault. 1990 U.S. 66th manned space mission STS-31 Discovery 10 returns from space. 1991 Don't Rock the Jukebox, single released by Alan Jackson. ASCAP Award Country Song of the Year 1992, Billboard Song of the Year 91. I look forward to Santi's videos, so you bet I'm watching all the way through. Yep, same thing here. Never miss one, and usually go back and watch them a second or third time, honestly, depending upon what the subject matter is. 1992, William Finn and James Lapine's musical Falsettos opens at John Golden Theater, New York City for 487 performances. 1992, riots erupt Los Angeles after police officers are acquitted in Rodney King trial. 1992, country singer Doug Stone, 35, undergoes quadruple bypass surgery. Rodney King riots. 1992, jury acquits Los Angeles Police Department officers on charges of excessive force in the beating of Rodney King. Decision sparks massive riots in the city. I remember those. That was a scary time, watching people get jerked out of their cars, all the looting, all the fires. That's terrible stuff. Thank you, Ty. 1992, Sheena Easton collapses on stage while performing in Man of La Mancha. 1992, voting ends in choice of Elvis stamps. Easton was in Man of La Mancha. 1995, final TV broadcast of Empty Nest on NBC TV. Yeah, I had no clue Sheena Easton was in Man of La Mancha. I was 1 year old during the Rodney King riots. It's because you're just a baby. You're just a little boo-boo head. I gotta prepare for a meeting. All right, Cheese Bear. You have yourself a good day, bud. Have a great weekend. We will be back on tonight, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't know what we're going to do yet. Probably some more trivia. Probably going to be history trivia tonight. Who knows? Just depends on what I can find that looks interesting. Let's try this again. This one isn't in the U.S., but must have been the one with Raul Julia playing Don Quixote. Possible. 1995, longest sausage ever at 28.77 miles, made in Kitchener, Ontario. Nope, not saying nothing. 1996, Howard Stern radio show premieres in San Fresno, California on KFRR 104.1 FM. Say we all throw our phones away. People would go crazy without their True that. Friday, great weekend, everyone. John Holmes, son, Victor Holmes. Stream, at least I'm a good looking one. Sure you are, bud. Sure, yeah, oh yeah, best. Hotter than a fresh frick fox in a forest fire, bud. You're the good looking one. 1997, Candid opens in Gershwin Theater, New York City for 103 performances. (1997) Chemical Weapons Convention. 1993 comes into force, outlaws production, stockpiling, and use of chemical weapons among the signatories. 2002, the United States is re-elected to the United Nations Commission on Human Rights, 1 year after losing the seat it had held for 50 years. Good time to scoot. Y'all have a good weekend. You too, Santee. Take care, bud, and as always, looking forward to tomorrow's video. Let you have yourself a good day, and try not to work too hard. (2004) Oldsmobile builds its final car, ending 107 years of production. Me and Candy are the pretty ones. Y'all beautiful. Y'all just beautiful. Every one of you. Pretty or prudish? Man, I'm glad it's you that said that and not me. I'm not putting a target on my back. These are some evil women's here. You're going to be saying stuff like that? 2012 International Chemical Weapons Convention deadline for chemical weapon stockpiles comes into effect. 2016, Holy, single released by Florida Georgia Line, Billboard Song of the Year, 2016. She typed fruity. She did, didn't she? 2017, 3 tornadoes hit southeast of Dallas, Texas, killing 5. Target me all the time. I'm just seeking clarification. 2018 animated series The Simpsons surpasses 635 episode count of Gunsmoke, highest number of episodes of any series in TV history. 2019, over 700 people infected with measles in the U.S. Highest number in 25 years. Oh, that hurt. Jaw popped and caused my ear to pop. Oh. Oh. Man, oh man, oh man, another rough night. I'd like to know what it's like to not wake up but sometime between 11:38 and 12:10 and think, hey, I slept the whole night. It's time to start my day. And then go back to bed 4 times before 4 o'clock when you finally get up. 2020, mile-wide asteroid named 1998 or 2 passes within 3.9 million miles of Earth. 700 out of 300 plus million. Yep. Less than this day in history's worth. 2020 world record for the longest single lightning flash of 477 miles across the U.S. states of Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi, according to the World Meteorological Organization. And that's all, folks. Thank you, Rusty, for another good today in history. That's some pretty cool stuff there. Y'all have a great day. I'm going to get my day started. Hopefully I find a vehicle today. I do forgot to tell you, I'm back at Lambo Feedy's. Somebody fucked with my car. Now it's done. Wow. Really? Oh, forgot to tell you, Ty. Was out and about at a doctor's appointment yesterday, and I ran out of coffee yesterday morning. And we only had a couple of dollars to spend, and the wife found me a bag of 1885 for $6 and change. So that's what I'm drinking now is 1885. It's some good coffee. How the heck can they measure that millions of miles? Just don't make sense. Satellites can do a lot of things, dude. I remember back in the 80s, like maybe 87, 88, they did a thing on 2020 one night when they took a satellite. There was a guy sitting on a bench in New York City, and they took a satellite and they zoomed in to what page of what book that he was reading, and they were able to zoom in so close they could read the book by satellite. If a satellite can read an 1/8-inch tall series of words across a page, I'm sure they can measure a lightning bolt that goes across 3 states. I mysteriously had 4 flat tires. You can tell the way it goes down the road. It's been messed with. Wow. Well, I mean, you know, it's only par for course, dude. They've broken in the car a half a dozen times. They've damaged this or that or something else. Took the kids' Christmas presents. You know. It's only par for course they're going to screw with your car. that just really kind of proves the fact they don't care about the girls, because if they do something that's gonna like make the car flip, make something bad happen, cut the brake lines, anything like that, then if the girls are in there. So I think maybe you need to find a way to start parking in your garage. Roadway Inn Hotel in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania was on massive fire. Oh wow. Hope everybody got out of that place. Tony, I would agree with that. Sadly enough, some people need more than one. Oh, he has cameras, Fish. I talked him into buying cameras last summer. And he has cameras. Sadly enough, with where his house sits at, since they've tried to break into his house and people have been out going around his house at night, where he's had to position the cameras at to see the house, he can't see the road. He needs to figure out the garage situation and just start parking in the garage. That way he can mount the cameras on the doors and windows and stuff going around the garage or around the house, since it's a connected garage. And he'd be able to see anybody that goes in and out of his garage. And he could mount cameras inside the garage on the vehicles and stuff. So since you was able to solve the problem with the earned tax credit for the kids, that's what I would do, is buy some new cameras. How did I know your brake lines were cut? Because that just seems like something that her and her old man would do. I agree about the dog thing. Don't for a second that I don't agree about the dog thing, but much like him buying his handheld home protection pieces, ever since he brought the first one in the house, CPS has been... All right, babe.
Love you.
Love you, honey. Ever since he brought the first one in the house, CPS has been knocking on his door with the police at least once a week because he had dangerous things in the house with the kids. I'm sure they would be exactly the same way if he brought a dog into that house that was trained to defend the house. So take that as it may be. I agree. A dog would be great. But living where he lives at, and the fact that they come beating on his door every single time she calls them, and they tear his house apart and everything else, I'm sure that I'm sure if he had a trained guard dog, vicious guard dog, that would defend that house, she would have them out there 2 or 3 times a week. He has a vicious animal living in the house with those children. If one of them get up in the middle of the night, that dog's going to attack them. My car doesn't fit in my garage, too big. Yeah, that's what she said. Prison by now. That's exactly how I feel, Fish. That's exactly how I feel, man. I'll tell you what. Oh, and no, Tony, believe me, I understand what you're saying. I understand completely what you're saying. You and I and any responsible adult would see that animal as a trained guard dog. But where he lives at, and the fact that it is a woman right state, not a man right state, it wouldn't matter if Tyler lived in a 9-bedroom house sitting on 500 acres of land and drove a Maserati. He would be a piece of crap compared to her duct tape windowed minivan and 1-bedroom rental that she lives in. She would be the queen of all shit. But he would be a piece of crap because it's a woman right state. So every time, that's why she's got away with telling Health and Human Services what she is and ain't going to do. And they've closed the case on her. He's been proven time and time again to be the responsible parent, but every time she calls, even though they know it's her, they still go out there and they harass him. Tear his house apart, want to see his guns, want to see everything, because that's how Iowa is. But he can't leave Iowa until after all this court crap is done. So that's why I say she would whine about a vicious dog, even though it was a well-trained dog and it had never done anything wrong. Every single time she called, it's going to attack my girls, it's going to do this, it snapped at one of my kids, it scared my kid. They're going to be there. Most of you guys be in prison living here, nothing against any of y'all, just the way they play here. This place is hell, gotta go, y'all have a good weekend. You too, Rusty. Have some fun with that brand new guitar, bud. You earned it. You earned it. Break that baby in today, man. I expect a couple of videos here real soon of you playing some stuff. Morning, Ian. Good to see you, bud. Yeah, guys, I mean, I've tried to get Tyler to move to Michigan. Can't do anything until all this court stuff is over with. Which, it really kind of, it gets me that being a father myself and, you know, a divorced father and, you know, sharing custody with the ex-wife and stuff like that. Either one of us were allowed to live anywhere. I could have lived in New York, she could have lived in California. It was the parents' responsibility to get those kids to them regardless. Regardless. But Iowa's telling him he has to stay in Iowa. And it's like they make their own rules. You have to do what we say, but she don't have to do what they say. They do what she says. Mr. Sir queefs a lot. Does your vagina bark, bud? Case is closed on both of those kids. Have been proven safe in my care. Why case is closed on me? No drugs were seen in her home. She was never high during the visit, so they closed the case on her. The North Tyler winter is still real. I can't move over a certain amount of miles from her front door until court is all over. Either mediation or if it unfortunately has to go to jury trial. Anywhere South Tony or her demise. Not that I suggest you consider unlawful activities. Well, that's always a good thing to do, is not suggest unlawful activities. So, like I said, guys, for those of you that watched the video, yeah, the disclaimer is required. You're absolutely correct on that. We here at Living Histories Mysteries in no way, shape, or form promote any kind of violence or illegal activities. Everyone on this channel is due to their own opinion. All opinions are listened to with equal attention and caring. At no point in time do we endorse any kind of illegal activity, shooting ex-bitches or anything like that. No hanging, shooting, beating, maiming, disemboweling, decapitating, or anything like that, unless it's all done in fun. What's the fishing report look like? Well, he's not back in local area, so oh, you mean the actual fishing? There's been some fishing up here at the lake here in town. The wife and her son went out trout fishing last week when she was off one day for a couple hours, and I think she locked onto one that was like maybe a foot long. So bluegill, crappie, bass, stuff like that. The water's still kind of cold, so you got to go deep. Yeah, I know, that's what she said. But we've seen some guys get a few up here. No real women were harmed in the making of this video. Speaking of fishing, I was thinking about going and get my fishing license today. I'd love to get my fishing license. I ain't got the money for it. Was thinking about going and get. Oh, okay. Yeah, message retracted. Likely full of bad information. May be full of bad information, but there's always good intention behind it. Yeah, Candy, it's the same way for me. I've not fished since I've been to Michigan. Um, I thought when I married the wife that me and her son would get a chance to go fishing on occasion, but he usually goes out with his dad. So they still have a very close relationship, and they fish together. And I just find it boring to fish alone. It's nice to have somebody there, have a cooler sitting between you. You know, never been an alone fisherman. Even when I'm catfishing at night, I want somebody else in the boat with me to sit and talk to. And I don't even own a fishing rod anymore. Been that long since I went fishing. No, I ain't scared of nothing, dude. My only fear I've already faced, man. I was thinking about that the other day. I was sitting down the other night. The wife went to sleep. I got on Hulu and started watching Fear Factor, and I'm sitting there and I'm laughing so loud at the show that I woke the wife up. She's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm laughing at these people freaking out over some of this stuff. Half of the stuff they do on this show I had to do during survival training. The other half of it just looks fun." I said, "They want to scare me, simulate death. That's the only thing that scares me is death. And I don't even know why it scares me. I've done it twice and came back. So apparently, neither team wants me." My brother won't let me because I caught a fish last time. He didn't. I'm very uncomfortable with venomous snakes. Well, I don't exactly like them, but you know. But yeah, weather's supposed to be somewhat nice this weekend. Um, Let me see if they've changed that. Yeah, 64 Saturday, 64 Sunday, 63 Monday, 68 Tuesday. Then it drops back down into the high 50s again on Wednesday. Um, I might get a hold of the guys, see if they want to do a cemetery or something this weekend. Of course, next Saturday night we have the Morton House. Um, then we'll see about doing another cemetery the following weekend. The weekend after that, we have got the Morris Performing Arts Center on a rescheduled date. And then the next week after that, well, the Morris Performing Arts Center is on Monday the 16th. On the 19th, no, on the 18th, I go out to the site of the Niles Ren Fair and start my 4-day, 3-night stint out there. doing security for that event. So the next 3, possibly 4 weekends are going to be video release weekends. Busy, 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 busy. Then after that, hopefully the nights are warm enough we can start going out and hitting some cemeteries again. So I miss deer hunting and fishing. Haven't done either since my divorce 9 years ago. Rattler's good. Rattler's yummy. We're gonna let you blow its head off, just have some coffee and sugar cookies. I'm just having coffee. No cookies. If it's big enough to eat, I do not want to be in that area. Never without a gun. I haven't been deer hunting, but I've been deer tracking. For the most part, being armed thing is about making that statement. I'm gonna, pardon the pun, but I'm gonna shoot to go deer hunting again this winter. Hook up with my buddy just outside of town, grab a pot of coffee, or grab a thermos of coffee, sit out on his back deck with him, and just wait for him to stroll right up in his yard. I'll try to have a camera handy, but cold weather cameras don't really respect each other's. So, but I'm going to shoot for it again. If I can get my hands on a 50 caliber Hawkins between now and deer season this year, I'm putting some venison in the freezer. My gun ain't doing any harm to anyone, just along for the ride. Exactly. It is your God-given constitutional right to put that puppy on you and show it off proudly. Love me some fried deer meat with gravy and biscuits. That sounds good. Make the play on Grumpy. I bought out all my son-in-law's reloading supplies, so now I'm out of funds. All right, Tony. I know there's a few people interested in her, and I'm gonna keep my my ear to the ground, see what I can find. Hopefully within the next couple weeks. That way I can get a few things I need to get my camp back up and looking right before the well, I should say up and operating right before the Ren Fair, when I'll be camping for the first time this year. I need to get new poles and stuff like that for the canvas. Sadly enough, the Viking house I was working on isn't going to work. The panels for the walls are over 100 pounds each, and we don't have a trailer to transport, so it would have to go on top of my friend's old retired police car. So needless to say, 600 pounds on the roof would probably kill us. Yeah, those aren't going to work, so I'll be tent camping. So, oh well. maybe next year we'll have a trailer and can set it up. I don't know why I keep calling it a Viking house. Probably because the panels are going up and down instead of sideways. Fried squirrel is good. It's been a long time since I had fried squirrel. I only have ran out of fingers and toes. Done squirrel stew, done fried squirrel, same as rabbit. Oh, don't worry, fish. My wife actually surprised me the other day, and she got a couple pounds of bacon for me when she done, what little bit of shopping we could do. Um, but she said she's going to pick me up more, or if I, which for some reason she always only goes out and buys like the packs of bacon, the flats. I like the boxes of bacon because some of the cuts in there are an inch thick, and some of them are just regular bacon cuts. Um, but it smokes so good. So, if you're back in time for the Ren Fair, the 20th and 21st of May, you'll get some of that bacon jerky, bud. Just waiting to see how my own finances weigh out between now and then. What donations I get to get me started this year, and things like that. I got to get cigars for that event. I've already got 2 bottles of mead that my buddy made up. He's got one strawberry mead and one grape mead. Strawberry honey. So I'm gonna have to get some soda for the daytime. Gonna have to get a few more food items. Got to get some cigars. Got to keep myself in cigars. And by that time, the phone again, and Jesus criminy. Oh, I know the thick pieces are perfect for a pot of beans, but like on Easter, I saved the ham bone and a big chunk of the meat that was around the bone. So that's what I put into my ham and beans. I remember back when food was cheap, Mom used to put sliced bacon in our potato soup. So then again, she put bacon and onions in the potato soup, and then dropped in some of them real nice little drop dumplings in there with it. Good morning, Mr. Squirrel. Shh, I'm trying to count guns. I didn't realize you could count that high, Tony. Oh, to hell with it. I don't know how many there are. Obviously can't. But yeah, the one really cool thing about smoking bacon hanging over the fire irons. I've got two set irons, and I've got one suspended iron. So I can get 2 pounds of bacon on the fire at a time. You don't got to worry about stoking the fire because that bacon grease is all dripping off the bacon, dripping down in the fire. All you got to do is throw on some wood on occasion and just let it keep going. Find yourself some old leaves or something like that, throw it on top of the wood, get it good and smoky. And like I said, the cool thing about it is you get that bacon off the fire, throw it in a bowl, cover it up with a piece of muslin towel or cotton towel or something like that. That stuff is good all weekend long, just sitting on the table. You can sit and snack on it, chew on one piece of it for 15 minutes before you swallow it and grab another piece. So more coffee, but don't feel like getting up. It's somewhere north of 40 or 50. Of course, yeah, so eight of them. Yep, 8 of them are the grandkids. Two of them belong. Yep. Ding, ding. Ding. Down to 7. Watch me. We're down to 4. Gained 3 more in there, which up to 14 thumbs up. Oh God. Don't laugh. Okay, you can laugh. I am really looking forward at 53 years old to getting my leather pants back on, to getting my whole outfit back on, and going out and sitting next to a fire, watching folks have a good time, sleeping outside under my hootie owl tree, which for being inside town is really kind of cool because there's a great horned owl that lives in the big oak tree up where I camp at over there at the park for the Ren Fair. And all night long, sits and talks, which I keep the fire rolling and stuff, and it just sits there and talks to me all night long. So, love that place. So, I have 4 total in the house, Tony, for right now. Might get 1 or 2 more. Might get a tax check. Good morning, Willem. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing good this morning. Happy Friday to you. Down to 25 and 24, 23 and a half, 22 and a half minutes now. Gotta remember, it's better to have 2 or 3 you're intimately familiar with than 25 that you aren't. Very true. Very true. That's what really bummed me out about the old man selling his Chrome 7 shooter and everything to my uncle in South Carolina. I was so intimately familiar with that gun that I started teaching myself how to do pistol tricks, at 10, 11 years old with that gun. How to quick draw it, how to cross draw it, how to spin it, um, everything. And I was really hoping that that gun would be mine, when I became an adult, and my dad turned around and sold it to my uncle because he loved it, even though he was 3 times bigger around than my dad. So there's no way the holster would fit him. He wanted that gun. So, good morning, Terry. Good to see you, love. Hope you're doing good this morning. Bro's familiar with my 12 gauge, my bigger 9mm. I'm dead accurate with my smaller 9mm. I have 50 guns here, but most of them are meant for the grandkids. Yep, and if I could find myself a nice Vaquero or a set of Vaqueros or something like that, those would be my everyday carry pistols. Only because, you guys know how I am about my older model guns, my revolvers. Um, I just don't have that same love for modern guns. Um, besides that, people are used to it here. Even though I don't do as much regular history and stuff anymore, I still don the outfits. I still walk around town, and that's what everybody's familiar with. I don the chocolate duster and the white hat. But yeah, that's what I don every day, only because it's my God-given right. And if I could find a nice double rig, I'd wear 2 of them. I wouldn't care. It's going to get warm again, Terry. At least here. I don't know about out there in your neck of the woods. But it's going to be warm here again. Actually, today's supposed to get up to 63, and then it's going to be 60s for the next, 4 days here. So, 5 days count today. So, it's coming back. Hopefully, it'll work its way eastward, and you guys will get it too. I suggest you birdie 1873s as opposed to Vaquero. Carry the Rugers are too heavy. One day. One day. I keep telling myself one day somebody's just going to come on the channel and they're going to say, I love what you do. Here's $100,000. Get everything you need to make your channel a roaring success. Get all the equipment you need. Get everything you need for your outfits. Get everything you need camera-wise, computer-wise, editing-wise. One day, that wealthy benefactor is going to pop in and they're just going to say, here, you've got the mentality for success. Now get the equipment for success. I still haven't even shot my .44 revolver yet. Almost want to wait, get its twin first. 69 here right now. We're up to 45 here. I think Sunday it's going to warm up, but it's been very windy. That's how our last warm day was. Our last really warm day, it was windy as all get out. So even though the sun was pretty sitting out on the deck, still had to deal with that icky, crappy wind. I was looking at a vid describing the vaqueros as overly heavy. Very next line was Black Hawk is light and easily concealed. Now, see, I don't have a CC license here, so I openly carry everything. I'm screaming the vaquero is a Black Hawk. You know, I remember not very long after I came back from the service, my boss had desert eagles and all kinds of stuff, and we used to go out all the time. We'd get done with the job, go back to which it was a nursery. You know, we had this great big huge field of all these different kinds of trees, and we'd go out and we'd dig them up. We'd burlap wrap the root system and all the dirt around them, put them up on the truck, take them to the sites. When we'd come back, we'd get the trailer cleaned off and park everything for the night. He'd go in, he'd get his desert eagles and stuff like that. And we'd go back out in the back field, which his nearest neighbor was over a mile away. And he had little iron targets set up at different ranges out there in the field. And it seems like almost every night we'd go out and we'd shoot rifles, we'd shoot pistols, we'd shoot whatever the guys carried on them. And younger days, man. Didn't ever have to worry about going to a shooting range. We had one right on the job site, or right on the nursery site. I'm waiting for that tax back due so I can finish paying you off in one big swoop. It'll be much appreciated, bud, because right now I'm swoopless. I think I have 42 cents to my name. I think I counted it last night because the mother-in-law asked me if I had 50 cents, and I pulled out a quarter, a dime, a nickel, and 2 pennies, and said nope. The point of all that is that the vaqueros are lighter than the Blackhawk. And see, I never really heard anything about the vaqueros being a heavy gun at all. I think vaqueros is what Santee's got, and I've never heard anybody say anything about not enjoying the vaqueros. But I'm not a gun expert in any way, shape, form, so I listen to the men who know their guns, and that's when I decide. That's when I try to decide what to get that's going to be best for my cowboy shooting and my reenacting and stuff like that. They're heavier than the Colts and the clones. Oh, okay. Well, I know Santee got a new Colt, here a couple years ago, a year ago, a couple years ago. Um, if you guys remember that video when Jerry and Bat Jack and all of them were checking out his new Vaquero and was spinning it and everything, and then dropped it. The Vaqueros are the better gun. Hell, maybe one day. I was pricing them at one time, and I was pricing some different ones last year. Well, maybe one day. Maybe one day. Yeah, about 340. 340, 350. Not to mention when you actually do make it out here, I've got a lot more stuff tucked away in the closet and the totes and everything else. Not to mention, yeah, you may not want to come out here. I got a lot of stuff that'll fit you and the girls. Mine cost me $1,400 for the pair. That's about going rate. That's about what I've seen, is right around that. Um, yeah. Um, but yeah, that's about what I've seen. It was right around that 13, 14, $1,500 mark. $340. Hell, man, that would buy me a case of cigars, so I wouldn't have to worry about my cigars for 3 months. That would buy me the poles I need for the tent, um, and I might actually be able to go to the fair with a little bit of cash in my pocket. Which isn't too awful bad, because you know, when you are the head of security, it's nice to go around and show a little financial support to your vendors and stuff like that, because then they want to come back. They realize it's not just the visitors that are able to go out and get a little something something from them. Good day, everyone. Have a great day. Weekend. You too, Tony. You too. Have a great day. Have a good weekend. I hope it gets warmer out there, and you get a chance to go out and play a little bit. You deserve it. Templar, good to see you, bud. On a work break again. Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm glad. Yeah, it's gonna be a week or two before I have that money. Yep. Always a day late and, well, a dollar short. Now, when it comes to taxes this year, guys, especially with what the government did last year with those checks and stuff like that, some of the states are doing some different weird things. We got a letter 2 weeks ago that the wife had a doctor's appointment last year that I guess that her insurance covered everything but $67.67 of something her doctor done. They held her entire state tax check. She had to she had to go to her tax preparer and get a certain letter and send it to this debtor before they would release her tax check. Now, because they were holding that tax check, it could be up to 4 months. It could be up to 4 months before she gets that check. And because she files injured spouse on me, since of my inability to not be able to work, it could be up to 6 months before she sees her federal return. So, good luck, y'all, with them tax checks. Sometimes filing early doesn't guarantee you're getting that check back and early. Let me see here. That's a decent chunk of change. Enough to start a newish life for the kiddos. Most definitely. Morning, Paul. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well today. And the rich get richer. Amen to that, sister. Amen to that. Technically, I filed late because I had to get an extension. Oh yeah. I did want to say something this morning. I know that our morning streams tend to get more views a lot of times than the evening streams do. Since I didn't stream Wednesday evening, I wanted to express my gratitude to everyone who messaged me earlier this week. And whether it was about a donation or checking on me because of the things that happened with our group the other day or whatever, I just wanted to thank everybody for that support. I know that things are tied all the way around, and when I have, people saying that they'll help out with this or help out with that, or when I am having a problem with the paranormal group or whatever, and they offer their moral support and stuff like that, I just wanted to thank everybody for that. That meant a lot to me. I'm not rich, I'm poor, but I'm rich with a golden heart. Well put. Very well put. Always wondered when will enough be enough for them. My uncle always says they want it all. That's what my dad always said, Terry. I remember being 15 years old and somebody pulled an old rusty Mustang out of their barn and moved it out by the road for sale. This thing had no windows, it had no interior, half the engine was gone, the trunk was in total disarray, the body was still good. I mean, there was some surface rust and stuff like that, but it didn't have, I mean, it would have taken $25,000 to even make this thing look decent, let alone look good enough for the parades and stuff. And they had like $16,000 on this piece of crap. And my dad stopped and he made an offer on it, and the guy kind of laughed at him and told him 16 grand, and my dad just got in the truck and left. And a couple days later we were driving down by there, and I seen it sitting out there at the road, and I asked my dad about it, and he said, nope. He said, they're rich. He said, all rich people want is more money. It's all they care about. They don't care about doing the right thing. They don't care about helping folks out. They don't care about nothing. All rich people want is to be richer. He said that car's not worth $6,000 sitting there right there. They want $16,000 for it. And it was just a couple weeks later he drove home with the Fairlane. So he only paid $200 for that Fairlane. I sure didn't vote for Joe's $3.89 a gallon for gas. That's what we paid yesterday in Niles. We went to a Murphy's gas station yesterday, and which I had a doctor's appointment in Niles. We drove all over Niles looking for the cheapest gas, and everybody was $3.99 a gallon. And we got down to Murphy's at Walmart, and they had $3.89 a gallon. So the wife put her last $20 in her car to make sure she could get back and forth to work, which is, you know, I don't know. Gas is freaking. Today was her day off. She had to drive clear into South Bend for training. So that was just one more day of blowing gas that she shouldn't have had to do. No one can earn $1 billion. They've made it on the backs of the working class. Yep. Yep. Oh, how true. And you know, it's that way regardless of what kind of company they own. I know my old boss, you know, I would sit down with the customer when they wanted custom brick, block, and stonework done. I would sit down with the customer. They would tell me what they want. I would sketch it out. I would meet with them. They would either agree with my design, or they would offer changes up to it. I would make the alterations right there sitting in front of them. And I would be the one out there working a week or 2 weeks on something. And, you know, I'd make $700, $800, $900 on that. My boss, however, would make $2,500, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000. So, yeah, I absolutely agree. I done all the work. He made the initial contact. I done everything after that. And he made 10 times what I did. So, as many workers are going on strike. Nurses' aides in my state have had it. They're all starting to strike. I don't blame them. My wife's dad's best friend is a CTO, Comcast. Guy drives Lamborghinis, has 20 houses, private jet, and everything you could think of. Wow. And I bet that if something happened to you and you guys needed $500 to um, to survive, hmm but all right, guys, it is that time. It is after that time. Like I said, we will be on tonight. Um, 7 o'clock p.m. regular old time. I remember some bought old beat the hell Mustang out of a barn for $200. Gave to a restorer to see about fixing it. Said it would cost about $80,000. Turned out the original Shelby. Psst. Wow. Yep. Yep. The really cool thing about the Fairlane was that it would actually you could put Fairlane, Mustang, and Galaxy parts on it, and it would all fit. So all the bolt holes matched up, everything on the interior. Um, that was an easy car to work on. Oh, my wife's parents are a bunch of rich snobs too. They won't help us for nothing. They don't like me because I voted for Trump. Gotta vote where your heart is. Told my wife I'm gonna piss on their graves. Used to have a '70 Ford Fairlane. Mine was a '67. Love my Fairlane. Love my Fairlane. Miss that car. But I'm out of here, guys. I am going to try to get some things done with the channel today. Try to get some more things set up for the summer. You guys all have a great day. I will see you all tonight. Like I said, we might do just some regular trivia. We might even do another joke night. We had a ball with that one the last time we did it. So who knows? But it's going to be fun regardless. I'll post something here real soon and let everybody know what we're going to do. But until tonight, y'all take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. I do. We'll see you later.